Alright guys, so today we are going to talk about should you guys summon for Double Zeta GR. So I have already pre-recorded kind of like the showcase of this unit on my JP account, so you guys should be seeing that tomorrow. But how do I feel about Double Zeta GR? So I think even before talking about the unit, I have already, seen what people talk about this unit, because obviously there are some that have some already. Unfortunately, there is a bug, and I don't know when they are gonna fix it, but that bug literally ruins this unit because of that one single gimmick being able to reflect off beam damage. So currently that is bug. If you are to use this unit in like a defensive lineup for say, or just as a whole, there's no way to actually reflect any beam damage, so you're just taking it one for one. So yeah, that is the whole point of the unit, and for some reason they decided it's a good thing to mess it up. So I don't know. So by the time they actually fix this or address this, maybe we would have already gotten like the next tank unit. So I don't know, but Double Zeta GR is a yellow armored unit, and overall my stance on this unit from at the beginning of the game to now, I think it's definitely changed a lot. At the beginning, I was more inclined to say, this could be a really good unit because you can reflect off beam damage, so that could be pretty good. You're essentially reflecting off 33%, so if you are taking 100%, let's say the damage is 100, you can reflect off 33 or just 33 damage back to the enemy. So that is essentially how it works, and you guys will definitely see that in tomorrow's video. But at the beginning it was all cool and fine. It was like, alright, this could be a must summon because you can reflect that. But as we experience how the global environment has changed drastically because of the release schedules, and how we have certain unit with the transcendent skill already embedded into them, making them just ultra stronger than they intended to be, it definitely makes Double Zeta GR a little bit worse off than what it would have been. That's the whole problem. And the fact that most of the time, when people summon for a armor unit, they are simply trying to see, could this actually fit into like a arena team? And as unfortunate as it is, most of the damage that you guys see from arena battles per se is actually, a lot of them are from EX skill damage. That's why you see a lot of those like EX skill damage thing team, like you have your Quibbly, your GPOs 2s, like what else are out there? Sisakui, Xeon now. This unit cannot handle them because as far as the reflection, it is only beam damage. EX skill damage are a separate kind of classification of a damage. It does not reference as a beam damage, so this unit takes face value of all those EX skill damage, and given the fact that this is a Gundam type protagonist unit, you're going to be taking extra damage from Xeon. So given how bad the arena meta has been right now, I just cannot I just cannot recommend this unit to anybody out there. So if you guys are genuinely waiting for like another, I want to say like a meta defining tank, but a tank that can actually mitigate EX skill damage, well, you have to wait for the full armor Double Zeta, or just any other future unit that innately has EX skill damage reduction, because every unit now in JP comes with that. It's kind of like a standard package. So time will tell, because as far as how global environment goes, like we might get that pretty soon. So I would not waste my diamond, especially if you guys are free to play. I would not waste my diamond on that. Definitely wouldn't do that. As far as like general content, like your standard content, I think this unit could be pretty good because there's just not a lot of content for global that is quite difficult, where most tanks cannot handle, especially the fact that this one can actually reflect off some damage in verse you are dealing damage to them on top of what this unit can do is pretty helpful. General content, I would not argue this is a good unit to use, but we already have a lot of those. Penelope, DO, GPO2, even Hazel Custom, like we have decent tanks that can handle those situations. If you guys are really looking for like a yellow armor unit, I mean, be my guess and go for it. But if you guys can genuinely wait, I wouldn't go for this unit at all. But let's kind of talk about this unit. Just kind of go through everything that needs to go over. EXQ damage, you're doing 11 and 54%. That's kind of like a standard number in a way. Increasing beam damage, I would have loved that to be increasing defense or something that works well as a defensive utility, not dealing damage. We don't need this to be a damage dealing unit. As a tank, we don't need that. At least the saving grace, we are getting a restore 45% max HP, so that can actually come hand to hand. When you are taking a lot of damage, you can build up your EX skill gauge faster, then you can restore that back and etc. So that's good at least. Transcendent skill, max damage up by 25%, range damage up by 36%, and restore EX skill gauge. So kind of like your standard 3-piece set, nothing too crazy on there. Skill 1, you have the broken mechanics. I don't even think right now we have that back yet. That to this day, I think this is the only unit that has the damage reflection. So this is kind of like definitely a very unique unit. So that's cool. On skill 2, both of them are on dealing damage. You are getting the first one is on beam damage, the second one is specifically for range damage. So for the main weapon and third weapon, they are getting both of this instance, so that's good. And then the beam saber is only getting this one instance, so it's whatever. Most of the time you would be going over your main weapon and third weapon. Additional weapon is definitely something that is a little bit less common to use unless you are just getting barrage of like close combat attacks, and you might occasionally drop in like a few saber slashes, but other than that, it is going to be the double beam rifle right there. So we have that. Hit count, it's actually pretty low, unfortunate. So trying to build all those damage wise or stacking those range sense could take some time for sure. So got that right there. But other than that, as far as the overall kit itself, there's just not enough defensive utility that will make this tank survive. Yeah, this tank is not meant to survive at all. It's kind of like a meat shield, but at the same time, you can reflect that damage, and that is kind of it. So this unit, you can technically say you can kill it pretty fast because they release kind of like this guy right here, Bound Dog. So Bound Dog pretty much yeah, easy projectile. Bound Dog was kind of released to snipe off Double Zeta GR in Arena, I feel like. So that was the whole intention. So in Arena, there's no point of running this shit at all. there just isn't. And alright, Judau, for example, he's not that great, actually. He's I think he's, you know, I say he's alright, actually. Range sense, and then you get extra HP, so that's good. Another 10% instance, so that's pretty decent. Range sense, I don't know. Does having range sense actually matter too much for a armor unit? I can't. I don't know. Like, it depends on the content. Like, I think everything is very situational, because like obviously having damage is good for even armor unit because you can still contribute a little bit, but I feel like I value for armor unit wise, like even the pilot that goes well with the armor unit. I'll definitely say I prioritize things that would give the unit a little bit more sustainability. This one, you know, obviously kind of comes with both. Like, you do have this, the resistance, but up to 70%. That's kind of like your standard package for a lot of these armor-based pilots. They have a lot of those. But I would have wished that they add in maybe an extra instance of something. Just something that will make this unit, maybe reaction or something like that. I don't know. Just make this overall unit better. But I get it. This is kind of like an older style armor unit. It's definitely not really modernized, and to this day this is the only one that has the damage reflection. But I just wish that they would have invested a little bit more time into developing this unit. Maybe just add just one extra line that makes this unit solidify being like a good tank. But Yeah, but I would definitely not recommend people going for this unit just because of the fact that we are we are at the time where we are going to be getting a lot more busted unit coming in fast, and if you guys are just spending diamonds like left and right, not really saving, that is going to be a problem. So yep, it's going to be hot skip. Definitely no further explanation needed, but other than that, that is going to be it, and I'll be catching you guys all on the next one.